Welcome to your source for amplitude modulation on ham radio, the AM window.
Doing good. Yeah, Jim, it's going to be interesting with the Hamfest stuff this year, and we're still waiting to hear about Deerfield up in New Hampshire, but suspect that will be canceled because of the number of people getting together. And then locally here, the next one would be Sussex County in northwest New Jersey in July. So hopefully that one will still happen. And perhaps Berryville in Virginia. So yeah, it'll be an interesting. It's canceled. Oh, okay. Berryville's canceled. Or not Berryville, but come on, brain. Get in gear. Anyway, yeah. Well, I don't have to drive up to New Hampshire then. Well, maybe I'll have to do it just for the hell of it. And get the local municipalities screwed up about time. I guess Brown can maybe hear me. Or it's because Will's awake. So, Will, maybe you can fire up a transmitter and get on here with us, too, since there's a few of us. So, yeah, have to pile up the collection and find a place to sell it, Jim. WA8TUR, KD3HT.
On the Hamfest, Steve, is the fact that I still have two cars in the garage. I guess one car can get backed out to create a little bit more space for the junk. But in any case, how much things are piled up here. So the good news is some of it gets sent back out to people where it's just repairs. I got to confess, I have been doing a little bit of collecting here because I've had more time to stream the good things that we'll pretty much go. In any case, Milford, Michigan is fortunately northwest of Detroit, meaning probably 30 miles to the center of Detroit. The good news about that is that the real hot spots here going on in Wayne County and southern Oakland County here, while they are in the area, I'm not seeing anything in the middle of them, so I still have some flexibility with your homes, with your food stores and other things like this. But everybody's really nervous about how fast the things are getting around here, so we're just looking at the details. In any case, let's see, Chris, I think I'll turn it back to you there. The last time here, maybe you for the next. Adrian 1G, and by the way, with an excellent signal coming out in Detroit, this is KA8T1. Big shit, huh?
Yeah, okay, very good, Jim. KA8TUR, and the old military radio, AJ1C, from Stoughton, Connecticut. Yeah, signals are, they're stable, I would say. Brown, you're about the best copy, and Steve, not too bad. Let's see if we got some additional check-ins here. I'll stand by. Let's see. Calling the old military radio net. Calling the old military radio net. This is Alpha Juliet 1 Golf, AJ1G. Temporary acting net control for K3PWW. It was around, but could not operate here this morning. Early 8, Foxtrot Lima. No, it's called
KK4RF.
And W3MMR still in here.
Alpha Charlie 8, Foxtrot Lima. Alpha Charlie 8, Foxtrot Lima. This is Alpha Charlie 8, Foxtrot Lima. Locations.
K5YQC on 3890 and AM mode. K5YQC.
Washington, D.C. area, and AC8FL, Benton, Michigan. Good morning to you. This is Chris, AJ1G, Stonington, Connecticut. Acting net control for Ted this morning with very bad conditions, and apparently doesn't have to use an SDR there. So I'm actually copying most people out of Oneonta, Georgia, Web SDR. Marty, over to you, and then turn it to AC8FL, and then back to me. KK4RF, and the old military radio net, AJ1G.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. AJ1G in the old military radio. This is KK4RF. Good morning, Chris. You got a pretty good signal. Steve, Steve. Steve had the best signal. He was really loud. I copied Jim, KHTUR. I believe he was in Detroit. Good signal. Maybe 10 minutes ago. So anyway, the name here is Marty, short for Martin, or doesn't know my name. And I'm located in Suffolk, Virginia. We're running an old multi-LMAX 8-4H through a Heathkit SP200 linear, and that's the rundown here, receiving with an old Heathkit receiver. Not a whole lot to report. Been doing some yard work, and been doing some little diddly jobs. I bought a few of these little frequency counter boards from China, maybe about 6 months ago, for $8 a piece on eBay, and I installed one in my setup for my ARC-V transmitter, so now I have digital readout on my ARC-V, and I'm also doing the same thing with an old national receiver, not drilling any holes or anything, but just hooking it up, and so now I have digital readout on an old national NC57 receiver. Still tinkering with my ARC-V or my ART13, working on a power supply, but haven't made a whole lot of progress. So anyway, I'll send it over to AC8FL, Alpha Charlie 8, Foxtrot Lima. This is KK4RF.
Good morning, this is KK1K.
Juliet Oscar Hotel November, and glad to catch you guys this morning. Wish it was a little bit quieter here. Sure getting a lot of crashes and not copying everybody real well. The equipment here, the receive path is an R398, and I just put quite a bit of work in to get it right, and seems to be working pretty well and holding the bench down very well. And transmits is the electronics, Victor Central Electronics, and then that's running a modern KPA 500 solid-state amplifier going up to a dipole about 35 feet. My location, Fenton, Michigan, is about 20 miles south of Flint, Michigan, and of course everybody is just hunkered down here, either working from home or I think at the moment I've heard of a lot more cases popping up in both Detroit and Flint, not far from here, so I guess it's going to get worse before it gets better. So I think that's pretty much the short and long of it for me. Not sure who I'm passing it back to. I'll give it up AC8.
Good morning, KK.
W3.
Good morning.
signal, Perry.
First time I think we've worked on the I'm sure I would have remembered that Central Electronics 100B. We're on a Central Electronics 20A exciter and a Central Electronics 600L amplifier, about 100 to an inverted B. Receiving you right now on, I believe, the Donioga, Georgia web SDR. Also have an RTL SDR running locally here on an iMac computer, which of course everything comes in off the internet. So, yeah, Ted is he's here today somewhere, but he had very, very bad conditions, and he has someone to pick it up and pick the net up. So I'm going to stand there, see if we can pick up any other stations, any additional stations for the old Northern Radio. Please call AJ1G.
I'm still here, Chris. Relay, Chris. Relay. You can hear me, but somebody could relay and let them know I am still here. Good morning, everyone. W3MMR. You can hear me.
Okay, W3MMR.
W3MMR. Great signal up in Vermont. Do you know who's net control this morning?
That's Donioga, Georgia, web SDR.
Chris is net control. He's talking.
Make a transmission.
AJ1G?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. Also, KK1K is in there. Go ahead, Perry.
I'm using SDRs under conditions like this. You don't have to be use your own receiver here. Okay, very good. So we got Perry's in there.
KK1K is on frequency, Chris.
Okay, very good. Marty, can you tell Dean to pick it up? I'll see if I can copy him, and then have him turn it back to you, and then turn it back to me.
Dean, go ahead. KK1K.
KK4RF and the group. This is KK1K. Well, just got the rig, just fired the rig up here. Didn't even look at what the temperature is.
I didn't even look at what the temperature is, but
a little below. Let me see, it's Celsius thermometer, 23 degrees here, and we are, looks like we're going to have an interesting day, hopefully a nice one. Running the T3 this morning, listening on the R390A. Not hearing too much. Perry's coming in very nicely. Station that was south of Flint also had a very nice signal in here. Very nice signal in here from that station. My daughter and son-in-law used to live in Columbiaville, so that's a little, I guess, east of Flint. Things are pretty quiet up here in Vermont, and we're listening this morning and not hearing too much. I can just barely hear Chris in there. So let me shoot it back down to you, Marty. KK4RF. Thanks for picking things up here. This is KK1K in the Mill Redneck. Go ahead.
Yeah, very good, Dean. If somebody calls me, I'll stand by. Okay, back to you there, Chris, AJ1G. This is KK4RF, and I want to let you know that Perry, MMR, is on frequency as well.
Great signal, Steve.
Chris, thanks. So let me make sure I got it here. AJ1G and the old Mill Redneck W3MMR. Yeah, I'm using a Kiwi SDR at the moment, and it's kind of like a 2 or 3 second delay. It's the only way I can really hear anyone. Well, besides Marty and a few others. Marty, you have a big signal here locally, but Chris, I can't hear you locally, unfortunately, and pretty much anyone else. But the Kiwi SDR I'm using in North Carolina is working fantastic as far as copying everyone, but there's just a slight delay. Good morning, everyone. Name here is Perry, for those who don't know, and the call is Whiskey 3 Mike Romeo. We are in Chester, Pennsylvania, 7 miles southwest of Philadelphia here in Delaware County. Just on my Apache Labs Anon 200D SDR. This morning into an Ameritron AL80B at about 175 watts of carrier, into my homebrew balanced cell network tuner, into a 600 ohm ladder line fed doublet, 80 meter doublet up about 65 feet. So those are the operating conditions. Yeah, things are pretty rough. I was in here at about 4:30 this morning with my father, with Bud WO4K, and Gary WD4NKA, and things just got a little too rough, so me and my father headed down to sideband, down the band a ways, and came back, obviously a little bit later here to see if things improved. So I'll turn it back up to you, Chris. Somebody might have to relay to Chris to pick him up, or if maybe he's picking me up on a web SDR. But I'll stick in here for a little bit. Just toss it back around me whenever you guys feel like it. There's really no semblance of order that I see with everybody breaking in and people not being able to hear each other. So I'll stick around, and whoever feels like turning it to me, I'll be here. AJ1G and the Old Mill Rednet, W3MMR.
Okay, Perry, W3MMR and the Old Mill Rednet, AJ1G. I think the band is switching. You're booming in on... You were booming in on the QIX SDR, and then I just checked locally. I shifted back to my local receiver here, and you're booming in. So I imagine we're getting close to sunrise here. So I think sunrise.
Wow.
About 10 minutes here. So I think the band is shifting to local here, and you're booming in now here, Perry. Okay, and Dean, good morning to you. You should be copying me better soon. Marty, great signal, and again, John. Let's do a rotation here. First of all, let me pick up WD4NKA, see if Gary's still in here. WD4NKA. Are you still here, Gary? Over.
And wow, the band did switch, Chris. You're 20 over now.
But anyhow, WD4NKA, go ahead.
Go ahead, Gary.
Perry, do you hear him? Over.
No, but I can definitely hear you now. WD4NKA, W3MMR, go ahead. Yeah, nothing heard there, Chris.
Okay, very good. Okay, I'm going to strike them out for the time being here. Let me see. I think, okay, let's do a rotation here. W1NZR. Well, here, let's go up to KD3HT. KA8TUR, K3HVG, W1NZR, KN4R, AC8FL, KK4RF, KK1K, W3MMR, and N1GTY. And so let's see how that goes. KD3HT and the old NORAD net, AJ1G.
Did you get a ring on that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, Galani. He's going to be down at the bottom of the list there after Perry.
Very strong here. And yeah, the conditions have been wonderful here this morning, but Perry, you've actually come up And so I'm hearing you direct. And Davis was talking his signal. Pennsylvania near Stroudsburg, PA. Running an ART-13 and listening on various receivers here. But weather conditions here, still dry in the low 50s. So much discussion about the virus and Hamfest this morning. But the good thing is we can still have the discussion and we're able to talk. So we still have a few outlets that we can use while we're sheltering in place. Hi. But here we're pretty rural, so the cases are probably more in town. But who knows? Got a lot of people that probably already had it in January and didn't even know it. So, but all around signals are have improved quite a bit. The noise dropped off a little bit, so good that everybody is on the air here. And I did not write down change to numbers. I am actually I know it goes to Jim. So I did hear you say that. So Jim, I know it goes to you. I think I've met you, Jim, but we didn't know it at the time. I think you're right across from where we set up at Dayton with Dale and Brown and company. We're on the corner there. We have a 1306 or GRC 9 running and other stuff over. KW1I, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Joe. This is KA8PUR. You're absolutely right. You called it actually. More normally at Dayton, I'm on the corner there, and I do pull out the BC 1306 for head crank generator and things like that. So maybe we can do that this next year. But as you say, we've got to enjoy the conversation now. It's good to hear everybody on this morning. As I say, fortunately for me, the signal conditions have been at least reasonably good in Detroit here, and I'm glad that things have at least held up as well as they have. Marty, KK4RS here into Detroit. KK1K, same thing. Good signal here into Detroit as well too, and hope it can keep up. In any case, pass it on here to K3HVG. Jeep, hopefully you're back on the air here. Go ahead and pick it up. K3HVG, are you still here, Jeep? Yeah, I think he signed out. He might have thunderstorms down there now. Let's, before we go any further, let's pick up N1GTY and then KW1I and then turn it back to me, Dale. Tom has got bad conditions here, and I picked up the net at his request for anyone to pick up the net. He was pretty desperate this morning with bad conditions. So up to you, Ernie, up there in Maine, and then down to Dale, KW1I, and then back to me, AJ1G. Go ahead, Ernie, over.
Okay, AJ1G, the old military radio, 1GTY. Well, first, Chris, thanks for picking this up this morning. I've been listening for, ever since the beginning. Wasn't hearing a whole lot, but sun's coming up here now, and everything's starting to change, so. Anyway, rough conditions this morning. And anyway, I'm running a Johnson Viking 2 this morning, listening on a Hamlin HQ160, 100 watt out, 100 watt carrier, and looks like it's going to be a pretty good day here. I think we're supposed to get weather tomorrow, so we're supposed to get mixed rain, snow, you name it. So it's going to be kind of miserable tomorrow, but that's okay. Anyway, let's see. Not too much going on. I haven't checked in for a couple of weeks. I've been so I decided to check this morning and see how the ground conditions were. It wasn't too frosty in the beginning, but things have picked up so it's much good around here. Thanks for I wasn't sure if I was being heard or not. Thank you for that. And Dean, I heard Dean and Dale, so I guess the band skipped. Anyway, don't have too much. I want to get in Sunday morning to everybody that can hear me, and I don't have an SDI. Well, I do have one, but I haven't got it on, so I'm listening straight off the receiver. So, there you go. Anyway, Dale, good morning. Over to you. KW1I in the group, N1GTY.
KW1I, AJ1G, go ahead.
Okay, AJ1G and the Old Military Radio Net. This is KW1I. Gee, I couldn't hear Ernie at all, not at all. And a little earlier this on the bedside radio, we heard very tough conditions. So you're coming in great right now, Chris, and Steve was coming in good. So we just arrived on the planet. It's 25 degrees up here. I'm going to try to get a wood fire started to warm things up. But we had a beautiful day yesterday, and it looks like it's going to be another beautiful day today, going to be clear. So thanks for taking a minute. I guess, Ted, they have some thunderstorms. Very interesting this time of the year. I guess we can look forward to that. AJ1G, this is KW1I on the GPT 750 with a GPR 90 receiver in Bow, New Hampshire. Go ahead.
WU2D. WU2D, stand by. Okay, very good, Dale. Very good. Boy, signals of the band has really come around. Marty, everyone's moving in now here. It's still around. And Dale, you got a spectacular signal. Yeah, I didn't think you were going to be hearing Ernie, so I tried to pick you up here. Okay, before we go any further, let's pick up Mike, WU2D. We're getting here close to the end of the net, and we'll probably have time for one more rotation. And after you, Mike, turn it back to me. I'll see if we can pick up any other new stations now that the band's turning around. Great signal down here, Mike. WU2D, and the old NORAD net, AJ1G. AJ1G and NORAD net from WU2D. LCR 506, control grid modulation with about 15, 16, 17 watts out. Just wanted to check in, say hi. Working on the bench this morning. Lots of crackling. WU2D. Okay, very good, Mike. Wow, 17 watts on the 506 is doing quite nice. We've got the receiver side of that here. I haven't had it on in years. I should pair it up with the BC-191. They're both 12-volt radios. I suppose I could do something really insane and try to mount them in the back of my Tacoma and run them as a mobile. That probably would work. Anyhow, let's stand by here and see if we get any other additional check-ins for the net. AJ1G. WA1JUJ.
Yeah, put me back in for one, Chris. KB3RHR. KB3RHR.
Okay, KB3RHR. I guess the storms are cleared. Stand by. Do we have any additional check-ins for the AJ1G? Okay, let's get it right up to Kevin, KW1JUJ, and KB3RHR, and then turn it back to me. We'll try to get a rotation in one more round.
AJ1G from WA1JUJ. Okay, fine, Chris.
signal's not too good this morning. Everybody's coming up here in the northeast in the past few minutes, so I haven't been in here that long. About 13 degrees in the western Mass. The GRC 90 this morning was down about 112 watts. Two-way dipole up about 35. There are a couple of the 8 stations and a 4, but that's about it. I won't hold it. And it goes on to KB3RHR from WA1JUJ.
Yeah, WA1JUJ, KB3RHR. Well, the storm has passed, Chris, so it just seemed like as soon as that storm went through, everything was fine. So I turned everything back on, and there everybody was. So also, Chris, please, I guess I'll relay them in. Please check in Massa, AB9MQ, and Bob. W4BKC. So those guys were also in there as well. So good to hear you, Chris. Good job. Thanks for picking it up. And you're sounding well here into the southwest corner. AJ1G, KB3RHR, and the old military radio net.
Yeah, okay, very good, Craig. Yeah, thanks for picking up those other outstations there. You're getting in on that. Massa, good morning to you out there in Chicago. Let's get you in, and then W4DKC, I believe that's the call. AB9MQ on your electronics 28. Here's another 28, AJ1G. Go ahead, Massa, and then out to W4.
Massa from and good morning to you, and thanks for picking me up, and thanks Craig, relaying the message. It's quite a bit of a thunder crash. It's difficult to copy this morning for everybody. Anyway, I'm trying, and anyway, I'm operating with a Central Electronics 20A, Central Electronics 20A with a 458 DFR, and driving a Jungle Thunderbolt amplifier. Our keyboard is getting about 120 watts into a top 30 feet high, and receiving to use our RC98, but this morning I'm kind of cheating and using the SDR. That way I can decipher the signal among the static track noise, and so I can at least hear some other stations. So anyway, I'm going to flip it over to Bob. K4BKC, K4BKC. This is AB9MQ.
Well, thank you, Melissa. AB9MQ and the old military radio net. This is K4BKC. Bob in Columbia, Tennessee. It's a pleasure to hear everyone this morning. In the midst of, as Massa described it, terrible static crashes in the south here. But I am copying Craig in Massa very well, and also KW1I and KK4RF Marty. But it's tough this morning, but thank you for letting me in here, and always a pleasure to hear all the old military radio net participants. The rig here is a Collins 20V2, and listening on an R390 and dipole up about 35-40 feet, fed with 600 ohm open wire through a link couple tuner. Thank you, Chris. I think I'm supposed to turn it back to you. AJ1G This is K4, BKC, Kilowatt 4, Bravo, Kilo, Charlie.
This is W2ILA.
Okay, good morning, Tom, W2ILA, K4, BKC, AJ1G, and the old Novak net. Okay, we're going to keep it moving here. We're going to pick up Tom. Tom, give it back to me, and then I'll give the rotation. We'll do a lightning final round here. W2ILA, AJ1G.
Yeah, Chris, AJ1G, and that fine group, W2ILA. I've been listening since about 5:30, but not hearing too much. So conditions are just now starting to turn for me anyway. Listening on the R390A and on the T368 transmitter. My name's Tom. For those I haven't spoken with, I'm in Jamestown, Rhode Island, on the south coast of Rhode Island. Good morning to Brown. I heard you in there earlier. And W1GWW, who's not on the air but we know is listening. I think that's his call. I might have mixed that a bit. I didn't make too many notes as we're going through the roll call this morning, but generally speaking, rough copy. Did hear Massa and the other station. I think it was BKG. Sorry, I didn't quite note your call, but you had a good signal up here into Rhode Island. But it's a rough one, Chris. Anyway, back to you. I'll be listening. AJ1G, W2ILA.
Okay, very good, Tom. Big booming signal. W2ILA and the military net, AJ1G. Okay, let's go into a quick lightning final round here. Stand by, pay attention, and write your rotation down. We'll try to fire like the one another. KD3HT, KA8 TUR, W1NZR, KN4R, Alpha Charlie 8 Foxtrot Lima, KK4RF, KK1K, W3MMR, N1GTY, KW1I, WU2D, WA1JUJ, KB3RHR, KB9MQ, K4BKC, and tail end Charlie, or tail end W2ILA. Anyhow, and then back to me. And let's see if Ted's back. Before we do anything, Ted, are you back, AJ1G?
Yeah, I'm listening, Chris. I'll explain when you close the net. About 4 different times I heard you loud and clear. The next time you were gone, so it's been that way all morning. Of course, now the switch has been thrown and you're loud and clear down here. Yeah, I'll talk to you right after the net.
Yeah, okay, very good. Okay, well, glad to be able to help out here, Ted. Everybody, it doesn't get back to me before, the things die. 73, everybody, been a pleasure. Thanks for your patience and great net in spite of the conditions. Okay, so, Steve, over to you. Take it away and start the lightning round. AJ1G, KD3HT, pick it up.
Yeah, very good. Still waiting to hear how well I hear Perry this morning. And, I don't know, it seems like a lot. Good morning to you, Tom, and the guys in the Midwest. Everybody is nice and strong here. The static has dropped off a bit, so signals have really picked up. Dale, good and strong in the 750. And I'm not sure who's stronger. Probably Dean. I'm going to give Dean the go-ahead on this one. But, yeah, Tom, good signal here. You fried K1GWW's pan adapter when you count on it. Had the nuclear flash on it, so he knew it was you. Anyway, good all around. Again, good hearing everybody this morning. How many times can I say the same thing? Many times, actually. And keep it going. So, Jim, Good to hear you this morning, and hope you have good weather today. KATUR, the old military radio, KD3HT.
Well, up here, everything's
area here. Same with K4, BKC, and W2ILA as well too. And Dale, KW1I, you're sounding good as well too. So, gosh, it's nice to see this. The things are shifting out here and pick up a little bit of the Midwest. In any event, here is the AMG 230. Continuing on to the roof. In any case, name here is Jim, and let's see, I'll try K3HVG, but I think he's not on. But Chris, if you can pick it up, if K3HVG doesn't pick up, would appreciate it. So, Jeep, go ahead. K3HVG, this is KA8CUR.
I think Jeep's gone, and I think it's my turn.
Again, I'll just read the rotation from here on in. W1NZR, KN4R, Alpha Charlie 8 Fox Lima, KK4RF, KK1, KN4R, Alpha Charlie 8 Foxtrot Lima after Brian, KK4RF, KK1K, W3MMR, N1GTY, KW1I, WU2, and JUJ, KB3R, KB9MQ, K4BKC, and Tailend Tommy, W2ILA. Out to you there, Brown, W1NZR, AJ1G.
Okay, Chris, very good. And good morning to all the newcomers. Ted, good morning to you. Hearing you very well. Dale, great to hear the GPT 750. Mike, good morning to you. Very nice to hear the SCR 506, a mighty, mighty system from way back in 1944. I have one also. I actually thought about getting on with the T195 this morning, but I don't think that was a good idea. Although, Kevin, good morning to you. Copying you pretty well on your T195. And K1GWW, I did send the nuclear blast pan adapter screenshot over to Tom, so he did see it. And Tom, good morning to you. You're obviously destroying Mr. Waterman's systems over there. Dino, good morning to you. And Perry, very good morning to you also. And Marty, good signal up here. Okay, I'm going to hand it down to Brian. I don't know if he's copying me. Jim K8TUR, very good morning to you. You're starting to fade, obviously, as propagation shifts here. I'll be sticking around a little bit at the end of the net, so if some of you wish to do so also. And Chris, thanks for running it. Yeah, conditions could have been better, but hey, we did make some communication. So with that, down to North Carolina, and Brian, if you were copying, KN4R and the MILRAD net from W1NZR. Go ahead, Brian.
Is the KN4R in there?
He is.
Let's
Dean, you're sounding really good down here as well. And Craig and Melissa and Bob and Phil and Tom down there, ILA. So I've enjoyed it. Thank you very much. I think you're going to need a net or cocaine or something in that, but thank you very much for persevering. And Ted on the transmission is just booming down here as well. So I'm going to keep it moving. I've enjoyed it and look forward to next Saturday. Take it away, John. Alpha Charlie 8 Fox Lima. Radio Net. This is KN4R.
Okay, I think it was passed to me. Control, can you confirm that? I was barely copying that last one. This is Alpha Charlie Foxtrot Lima.
Yeah, go ahead. It's your turn.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, just real poor copy in those last couple stations. And Chris, you're in and out. You know, you'll come up a little bit, and then it seems like I'm into a bunch of noise. So I was barely copying what you were saying here. Had real good copy on Perry, I think in Pennsylvania, and Dale in New Hampshire, and then heard Massa real well. I think he's out in Indiana, and Bob believe down in Tennessee, good copy, and also in Rhode Island. So it's kind of fun to put the old gear to use. This is the first chance I've actually run the old, the 390A and the 100V together. Usually end up using the newer Elecraft on the receive side when I'm running the 100V. So kind of fun getting a little more use out of the R390A and still learning this, but sure a really neat receiver. So I guess that's about it from Fenton, Michigan out here. I'm not sure who I'm going to pass it to. Chris, you can take it back from me and to the next one. Alpha Charlie 8 Foxtrot Lima back to AJ1G, Chris.
Okay, very good, John. Thank you. Well, okay, we'll pick up Marty here. KK4RF, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. AJ1G in the old military radio net. This is KK4RF. I just wanted to comment that John, AC8FL, good signal. Chris, you got a great signal. Jim, KA8TUR, good signal. And Steve, KD3HT, always has a big signal. And I heard Ted in there, W3TWW, with a good signal. And Perry, W3WR, great signal. I could not copy Ernie earlier. Dale has a good signal, KW1I, and Mike, WU2G, with 17 watts, a very good signal here into southeastern Virginia. And I copied Craig, KB3RHR, great signal, Massa, and AB9MQ in Illinois, pretty good signal. And K4BKC had a good signal from Tennessee, and Toad had a great signal. So anyway, gentlemen, I won't hold it long. My son Henry is a ham with his General Test license. He's also with the Army Corps of Engineers, and right now he has been deployed to Ground Zero, New York City. He's assisting in the construction of these temporary hospitals. So anyway, that's the other major bit of news. So I'll send it over to, it goes to Dean, KK1K, and the old military radio net, KK4RF. And Chris, thanks for running it.
Okay, very good. KK4RF, nice signal, Marty, with your multi-aim mic and heat kit amplifier doing a nice job. Everyone's doing quite well now, and nice hearing some stations we haven't heard in a while. Jim, WA8TUR. Someone else was remarking, I guess Steve, mentioning about seeing you across from our location at Dayton. And we're going to miss that camaraderie this year, but we'll just have to put up with it. Things are pretty good here. It's in the mid-20s should get warm through the day. Yesterday it was up to around 50. I would expect it to be about the same today. So again, for those that were not on the first round, running a T3 here and listening on the R390A. Ernie, GTY, nice signal down here from Maine, and Steve, HT, very, very good in here. So Chris, thanks for running things. Good morning, Ted. Hope to hear you tomorrow night on the CW Net. And with that, I'm going to pass it down to you, Perry. W3MMR, 73 is all. This is KK1K.
All right, Dean. KK1K in the old military radio net. This is W3MMR. Real good, Dean. Great signal out of you this morning. Been pretty solid here, Dean, all morning. And Marty, you as well. Real good signal coming up here as well, Marty. And I wish the best for your son heading up there to Ground Zero, and thank him for his service to us and to everyone here in this great country. And hopefully he stays safe. I'm sure he will, and comes out of this thing unaffected. Physically, I should say. I'm sure he's, emotional and mental things can last forever, but hopefully he doesn't get sick and catch this virus while he is in New York City there. So I wish him the best there, Marty. And again, great signal. And yep, everybody's signals have come up. It was really weird. It was, the Mother Nature threw the literal switch, because Chris was uncopyable. I keyed up, made my last transmission unkeyed, and he was 25 over. So, Chris, you're just bombing in here now. Good morning to Craig, KB3RHR. I'm guessing you're on the War Machine this morning, Craig, and it sounds fantastic. Real big signal over here to the other side of the state this morning, Craig. So good morning to you. Hope you have a great day, and hope everything's going well at work there, and you're still gainfully employed there at the mine. And thanks for your service there as well, keeping the country all fueled up and going here. And let's see. Good morning to Masa, AB9MQ. Great to hear you, Masa, out of Norma, Illinois. Not Normal, Norma, Illinois. The Central Electronics 20A is sounding fantastic as always. And good morning to Brown. Brown, big signal here as well. Ernie, good morning to you. Ernie, you had a good signal. And with that being said, I'm going to say 7-3. Good morning to you, Ted, W3PWW. Good morning to you as well. And hopefully things will be back to normal next weekend, and conditions will be a little bit better, but things kind of turned out for the best here towards the end. So 7-3, guys, have a great day. I got to get ready for work. We are automotive technicians are an essential we're an essential business there, so we're open here. But hopefully people will continue to heed this stay-at-home order, and we won't be too busy there. So 7-3, guys. Everyone have a great weekend there. Stay safe. Stay in the house, and do play your part to keep us all safe and to get this thing over and done with as soon as possible. So down to you, Ernie. Up to you, Ernie. I should say, up there in Maine. N1 GTY. Hopefully you're hearing me okay from in the old military radio net. 7-3, guys, from W3MMR.
Yeah, W3MMR, the old military radio net. GTY. Well, you were pretty good on the other side of the page, which pretty normal. It's full of daylight here, the sun's out, so yeah, pretty normal, but you've been strong out since I've been listening, and wanted to all of this history there. And I heard everybody except for K4BKC. Yeah. And it's a pretty much progressive pretty normal right now. A little bit of pickup here, but not bad. Not bad. It's dropped quite considerably since 5 o'clock. So I guess showers must be in the south somewhere. Anyway, I went motor. I'm pretty close to the end of the list here, so don't listen out to the end of the... Yeah. 7th Street all, and have a good week, and stay healthy. Stay healthy. Stay away from this damn virus. And hopefully we'll catch up by Sunday. So, there you go. One eye. And then one KT right
N1GTY, this is KW1I. Great signal, Ernie. I couldn't hear you the last round at all, and now you're way over 9. And I wanted to say hello to JUJ there in Western Mass, and Craig, KB3RHR. I heard you earlier, very early when I listened on the bedside radio. You're the only station that really quieted the frequency, and you're still doing it. Good morning to Massa, maybe the farthest station away right now. Great to hear you, Brown, rolling right in. And Ted, we heard your voice, and Chris is doing a good job covering for you today. Brian, thanks for the signal report. You were pretty light by the time we did hear you. Good morning, Marty. And we're grateful that Southern U.S. with the Army Corps of Engineers is serving its country and his country. John, AC8FL, good signal. Dean's good signal. And Perry, terrific signal. So I probably missed some people, but I was at the bottom of my notebook page. Hi. Over to W2D, who's rolling right in, but he's pretty much a neighbor up here in the next town. Go ahead, Mike. This is KW1I, and good morning.
Yeah, I think you might have been a one and done. Mike, you're still there. W2D. That's right. 506 this morning. Listen to my side tone. Okay, that's working. The conditions are pretty tough for a setup like this. The BC652 receiver was picking up net control, but when I first came on, of course, it was all noise. And then dynamotor action, where I had some kind of a little birdie from the dynamotor that moved through the frequency. But fortunately, it did move through, so it needs to be cleaned in there. Using the home brew supply on the transmissible dynamotor on the 652 receiver. So hopefully somebody can hear me on this thing. And I'm supposed to send it over to WA1J, if you can hear me. WU2D in Manchester, New Hampshire. WU2D, WA1UJ. Okay, fine, Mike. Actually, the 506 is doing a pretty good job in the Western Mass. Full climbing on the R392 here, so it's doing a good job. My garage, I've got a 652. One of these days I may drag it out and see if I can hear anybody with it. And I'm curious that 653 has got to be in the same weight class as the T195. I'm wondering how much that thing weighs. Big monster, too. It was pretty windy yesterday with nice weather here in Western Mass. I was out burning some brush piles. Going to be doing the same thing today. Cloud over this afternoon, but nice and morning. Don't say 73s on this one. Hopefully I'll be in here next week. And everybody's signals up some way. I'm copying everybody now. Pretty good. 30-year signal is as strong as I've ever heard it. 30 over 9 here in Western Mass. So conditions are pretty good right now. So 73s on this one. Goes out to you, Craig. KB3RHR from WA1JUJ.
KB4RHR. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, Chris. Yeah, I wasn't hearing him too well. J wasn't coming in too well, so I'm sure it's changing. Anyways, we'll hold it. Good to hear everybody. Glad to be on a T368 this morning. The name is Craig, West Findlay, Pennsylvania. Running a T368 and the R390A, and that's about the scoop of it. But good to hear everybody this morning, and great signals up until the last couple minutes here. So best of 73, guys. Take care. Keep your heads down. From KB3RHR here near Pittsburgh. And that goes to Massa. Go ahead, Massa.
Good morning. Yeah, who's up quick in, over?
W9AD.
Yeah, W9AD. Good. Why don't you go ahead and pick it up and then turn it over to your neighbor, Massa, KB9MQ.
All right. Well, hey, I'm hearing a bunch of you guys. Boy, Craig was blasting, Dale was blasting. It's awfully noisy here. A whole bunch of storms there, are really going kind of nuts though. So that's it, Dave, W9AD, Barrington Hills, Illinois, near Chicago. That's the deal here. Now, I don't know if my buddy Moss is going to hear me because I'm pointing the antennas to the east. So let me go over to the dipole and say AB9MQ. Massa, do you hear me? Go ahead, Dave, W9AD.
Okay, is that Dave? Yeah, the condition is really not great right now, but anyway, this is AB9MQ, here on the Central Electronics 28, and yeah, I heard the Kevin, KK4GZQ, but all the other stations, most of them copied out of 3 stations this go around, and but the condition is it's going down, so I must say today's fine, and we don't have a great day. Just next week was a little bit better conditions like this morning. So with that, I'm going to send it over to Kevin, KK4GZQ, and afternoon, I think that's supposed to be next week, so if you can send it over to K4BKC, KK4GZQ, and it is AB9MQ.
Okay, I appreciate it. KK4GZQ, Kevin, located here just outside of Lexington, Kentucky. To all of you, I've been here since a little before 5 a.m. and just decided to grab the microphone. Morning to you, Dave. I heard you very well up from Barrington Hills, Illinois. I heard Craig, KB3RHR strong, and also I've got a better than moderate copy on you. You're strong, but not as strong as I have seen you down here. So I just wanted to get into the group for the numbers or what have you, or at least to jump in here and tell you all to have a good day and a real good weekend coming out there. I'm running the BC610G, the mousetrap this morning, about 300 watts carrier. Listen to everybody on the HQ1A. The dipole, inverted V, coaxial fed at about 62 feet at the apex. So again, thank you for letting me in, and I'll see if I can get it down to Bob. He may need to come back in here and help me make the turn because we're all over the place this morning. K4BKC with the old military radio net. Good morning from Nunsuch, Kentucky. KK4GZQ.
KK4GZQ, old military radio group. This is K4BKC. Good morning, Kevin. You're really loud in the Columbia. Massa, who do I turn it to? I did not copy Chris on the last go around. If you're still there. AB9MQ, K4BKC.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't quite sure, because at the time that Chris was talking, the bandpass went down, so I'm not quite certain who the next station is. So you may want to try Chris and see if he can still hear you. K4BKC, this is AB9MQ.
Thank you, Massa. AB9MQ. Well, the Central Electronics rig in the Thunderbolt is just pouring into Columbia, Tennessee. Dave got a huge signal in here from Barrington, Illinois, 9AD. And Kevin, you're huge as always, and Craig. Just the T3 is sounding excellent, and just great audio on the very strong. And Brian KN4R over in North Carolina just blew my speakers out this morning. Still copier on KK4RF and Dale, KW1I, and a few others. But conditions are deteriorating. Rapid static crashes and propagations changing. So I'm going to say 7-3 and morning. I hope you have a good weekend and stay well. Back to you, Craig, and thank you for running the net. Alpha Juliet Wilson Golf. Back to you, sir. This is K4EKC. Thank you so much. 7-3.
W1EKG.